Hi everyone, my name is Barbara. Welcome to my channel, Right in the Woods, where I share my love of journaling and stationery. Today I'm going to share my travel journal process. It's a whole process. Okay, what I do before a trip, what I do on a trip, and then what I do when I get home with everything. Now, I don't know how I remembered what I did on trips before I ever brought a little journal with me to keep track of things. I guess I just relied on my pictures to remind me what I did. So I highly recommend taking with you some kind of something to write with to document your days on your trip. It will very much help you if you do want to come home and keep a memory journal of your trip. But let me give you some ideas from other people, and which is probably easier, probably a little easier than my process. And then there's probably some that are a little harder than my process. But let me give you some ideas. So some people will just take these normal traveler's notebook size craft paper notebooks with them and journal each day. So like this and a pen is fantastic. Some people will pre-decorate before they go. Some people will take stickers and everything with them and decorate and journal as they go. Some people will bring a portable photo printer and print out pictures and put those in here along with memorabilia. So when they get home, this is their entire memory journal of that trip. All right, maybe they take one, maybe they take more than one, but these are nice. They're very portable. All right, you can even get smaller versions of this. All right, this is a passport size. If you even want to be more economical with your space, one of these would be helpful. All right, so if you are if you're going to document and maybe sketch or watercolor, maybe you take two of these. So one is for documenting, one you can get these with watercolor paper. Maybe one of these is watercolor paper and you do use it for sketching or watercoloring. All right, so at most maybe you only need two, plus pencils or watercolors or pens, all right, to document with. Easy peasy. And again, you can get these leather covers in both sizes. Just keeps it a little more protected. All right, so what I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about these. Not really, but these are probably more portable than what I use, because what I use is an Archer and Olive traveler's notebook. All right, so it's hardcover and it's of course much thicker, so it is heavier. All right, however, I can get more than one trip in these albums. The one I'm going to show you both of these, but this one has one that's set up for a current trip that's coming up. This one has 3 past trips in it that I have used in the past. So I will show you both of these. But what I do is I will take this, my traveler's notebook. I will take one of these with me for process journaling, because I don't leave a lot of room in my Archer and Olive notebook for process journaling. And so I take this just in case I need to write more things. And then I will take a little pouch with, I like to sketch, so I will take it with pencils and colored pencils and some pens. All right, and I will show you that at the end. So I do set this up ahead of time. I will document each day, and then I come home and I make one of these. This is a Shutterfly digital photo album. And it's just a great place to put all your pictures and your documentation. And if you have your documentation already done, it's so much easier to do. All right. The thing I like about them is they are quite compact, so they're not like a big photo, like an old scrapbook. I used to do Creative Memories for like 2 decades. And if I made this into a scrapbook, it might have been like this thick. All right. But with the digital photo albums, they are much thinner and so space saving. I like it that you can, instead of having like those little pictures that come out on portable printers, I can take pictures I really like and make them bigger. I'll flip through this so you can see. The other thing is memorabilia. So what I usually do with memorabilia is I will take pictures of it. So like tickets or maps or whatever, I will take a picture of it and then I put it in my digital photo album. Shutterfly also offers pockets that you can put in the back of your digital photo album that you could slip memorabilia in. Okay, so there are ways to put memorabilia in these digital photo books, right? Just so you can see. I love it because I document, have my pictures. I can add elements to make it a little more fancy. However, Shutterfly will populate your photos for you if you need it to, and then you don't have to worry about decorating. To me, it's just digital scrapbooking, all right, which I really love. All right, it's probably not the most analog. I know analog people are trying to stay away from their computers, right? But I just really like how these turn out. The other thing is that you can make multiple copies of this. So my daughter and I went on this trip together, and after I made it, she could order a copy as well. Plus, I could share it with her ahead of time before making it, and she added her own thoughts and feelings into some of the pages on here. So that was fun. All right, so digital photo albums. All right, so this is what I take on a trip, plus some pencils, and then I come home and I make one of these. Plus, those digital photo albums come in lots of different sizes. All right, this is, I think, a 9x9 or a 10x10, but you can get smaller 8x8s. You can get bigger ones, 12x12s. You can make them oblong, like here's one. I think it's 8.5x11. All right, so yeah, different kind of covers, different kind of pages. They have tons of themes. Anyways, I'm not an affiliate with Shutterfly. I just really like them, but I also use them because a long time ago when digital pictures first started, that is where I started to store my pictures. So as long as I use them, they will store my pictures for as long as I live. So all my digital photos are stored on Shutterfly, plus I just use their products. All right, so what is in this Archer and Olive travel notebook? All right, let's just show, I was showing you the Cotswold trip. I'll show you how I set up the Cotswold trip. All right. All right, so I use this for kind of pre-planning, and then I use it while I'm on the trip. So I have my itinerary here. I have a checklist of things like airline tickets, accommodations, rental cars, any other attraction tickets that we might need to get. I have that there with a checklist, and when we do them, then I get them, then I check it off. I'll write down expected weather so it helps me pack easier, some packing ideas, clothes that I might need, or any other kind of thing that I might need. Things I don't want to forget for this trip. It was like my hiking pole. And then for each spot that we visited, I did what is called a deep dive. And I would go and research that particular place and see if there was a few things that I just didn't want to miss while I was there, and I'd write them down, and then because I had this with me, I would double check and make sure that I didn't miss something that I really wanted to see. All right, and then each day I set it up, and if you can see, I just added some stickers, some washi tape. I added headers. Travel day is a little different. Let me get to a normal day. Okay, and then I would put these headings in, but left this section blank, and then I would fill it in each day. All right. So I kept track of lodging, where we stayed, the food we ate, because I hardly ever remember what food I ate on trips, what I did, any highlights, things that I really enjoyed, notes, could be about anything, something I learned, a sketch. All right, so those were the sections: lodging, food, what we did, highlights, notes, and a sketch. And again, just put headers down, left a space, and then filled it in. Usually I would fill it in. I was too tired at night, so usually when I was having my coffee in the morning, I would go back and fill this in and do a quick sketch. All right. Again, you don't have to sketch if you don't want to. It was just fun for me to do sketching. I also add a few things at the end of this. I do a recap. Let's see if I can find it. So in my recaps, I kept a list of souvenirs that I kept, anything new that I tried, most memorable moments, things I really enjoyed, What I learned could be cultural about myself. And notes and thoughts. So this was notes and thoughts to my future self or for someone else. Obviously, this says see notes. I must have put a lot of this information in the notes section of each day. So there's a big blank page here, but generally this is like the most fun page for me to fill out, and a lot of times I will do this on the plane on the way home. So I usually put this in my carry-on and do it as I'm flying home. So what are notes and thoughts to myself or for someone else? To my future self, it's like maybe get smaller shampoo bottles. I didn't need as much shampoo, or I really didn't need that extra pair of pants. Something for me for my next trip. For someone else, notes or thoughts for someone else, if somebody said, I want to walk the Cotswold Way, what would you know, give me some tips? And this is might be where I have written down tips for other people if they ever ask me what I would tell them about walking the Cotswold Way. Right. I also leave some pages in the back for memorabilia, tickets, or whatever it is that I want to save. Sometimes I take glue with me and put them down as I go, or I'll come home and I'll just put them in my journal here. I also have one more page that I set up before I go. It's kind of like my intention or a treasure hunt page. I'll usually pick something I want to find. Sometimes it's several things. Most often it almost always includes cafes and bakeries. This one happened to be cafes and bookstores, okay? And if I found them or went to visit a cafe or a bookstore, I would document it here and keep track of it. All right. So, again, those are the things that I like to keep a journal of when I'm on a trip. You may pick other kinds of things that you want to remember. All right. Let me just show you one that I've set up. So that one was filled. This one I have set up for an upcoming trip. Not too long from now, I'm going to go visit my brother who lives just outside of London. Then I go on a sketching retreat, and then I will meet my daughter in Scotland to do some sightseeing. So again, I have set up for each day. You can see I've just left spaces, what I did, highlights, notes, food, sketch. All right. Must not have needed a lodging on this one because I must be at the same spot for a couple days, right? But here's one where I changed. So what we did, highlights, lodging, food, notes, and a sketch. All right. So you can kind of guess how much space you might want to leave. I just kind of guess. All right. And as you can see, I pre-decorated it. Now I could take all my stuff with me on the go, but I just pre-decorate. All right. Mostly I just want to get the information down so that when I can come home, I can more easily do this digital photo book. All right. So this is all set, ready to go. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I got my reflections, souvenirs, new things, most memorable moments, things I've learned, personal notes for self or for somebody else if they ever asked me. Things I'm hoping to do. This is a long list, but I'm there a long time, so I figured I might find different things in different places. Bakeries, cafes, local art, pottery, bookshops, and stationery shops. Right? And just space for all of that. All right? And space if in case I have memorabilia I want to put in here. But again, for memorabilia, a lot of times I'll just take a picture of it and put it in here. The same with my sketches. Let's see if I can show you a picture of that in here. So at the end of this particular digital photo book, I had taken pictures of some of my favorite sketches that I had done in my, let's see if I can get that so it's not so bright, that I had done in my travel journal, and then I just printed them and put them in here. All right, so, and I think that's it for the process. So pre-decorating, setting it up, doing it as I go, documenting as I go each day, and then coming home and doing a photo book. So the other thing I take with me, just in case you are curious, This is a little pencil pouch. This is also from Archer and Olive. Last time I looked, this was still on their website. So it's a pretty little pouch. It's got a little zipper thing. A couple cute, cool features about this. All right. So I like it that it zips, because if this ever popped open, then everything's not going to fall out of it. So it zips as well. So that's nice, like double closure. This little box was, I don't know, something else came in it, like adhesive. I'm a big box saver, but it's the perfect size to hold some of my just normal tools. Let's see, I have some glue dots here in case I want to put memorabilia right in my notebook. I have an eraser, pencil sharpener, a pencil, a couple pens to write with, and a white gel pen in case I make mistakes and want to white something out. All right, so kind of like my basic tools are all in this. And then I also have my colored pencils in here because I'm a sketcher. I will sketch. And so colored pencils. So this is nice. All right. Now, if you are a fountain pen person, hold that for a second. If you're a fountain pen, I love fountain pens. This is my favorite. This is a Pilot from the Retro series fountain pen. My tip for you is if you like fountain pens and you want to take them on your trip, I would empty them of the ink, all right? Because the altitude and the pressure in the plane will make them explode. I have had this happen. So, so if you take your fountain pen, take the ink out, take it empty, and then you can take cartridges. You don't need ink bottles and such to use a fountain pen. Take an ink cartridge with you and fill it when you are finally arrive. And then before you leave, make sure you empty it again. Just throw this away and take your pen empty home. All right. Take your pen home empty. All right. Just a tip about fountain pens. I have found I just take my micron pens that are archival quality, waterproof, and take those with me instead of my fountain pen. So I miss it while I'm gone, but those are great pens as well. So, all right. And all of that you can, again, find on Amazon, except for this pencil case, and the notebooks are from Archer and Olive. And then these particular digital photo books are from Shutterfly, though there are many other companies. All right. So I just keep using Shutterfly. All right. I think that's it for travel journals. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I'd be happy to answer them. If you are interested in the monthly journal classes that I do once a month, and they are process journaling, they're to help you discover more about yourself or learn how to have better well-being by using journaling. Anyways, those are once a month. If you're interested in that, please let me know. I will make sure you're on the list to get information. And may you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you get to write today. May you get to be creative. And if you're having trips this summer, I hope you'll have safe travels. Thanks again for being here.